Hello guys, welcome back to the channel once again. This is Brian Reaction. So guys, today I want us to talk about this topic, bauxite mining in Jamaica. Now, this guy from Jamaica, Damian Crawford, talked about bauxite mining from Jamaica, how it is doing to the people of Jamaica. And in today's video, I wanted to see how people are suffering from this bauxite mining and also some of the things that can be done so that this bauxite mining can help the people of Jamaica, because we are blessed with natural resources, but they are not helping us. And this is because of our government, because they have become sellout. Now, the bauxite cannot help the people of Jamaica, but the government is earning good money from it. So the people have come out in this video to explain some of their frustration about bauxite mining and also ideas on how this bauxite mining can help the people of Jamaica. So let's dive into this video and I'll be back with a few reactions.
Jamaica has a history of bauxite bringing a lot of money into the country. Bauxite does not replenish itself. So once you mine it, that's it. And the land is destroyed. And so the people there saying like, look, you get money from bauxite, but then you're selling us out. You're selling our future because we can't grow any food. We can't farm. We can't sustain ourselves after this stuff is been mined out.
Bauxite has been here for years and been transported to America and all other places, and we never got anything out of it. No mining should be done here.
Member from St. Catherine Northwest.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. St. Catherine Northwest is the home of the Windalco bauxite plant. And while I heard of the multiplicity of things the bauxite industry may have contributed in its very long history, and none of us in Northwest St. Catherine could claim that there is no benefit to bauxite.
Then when time the chemical blow now and you come here, you fall out, you cut off it, We are living in hell. And as long as the Prime Minister, Mr. Andrew Holness, don't involve in a situation, we're gonna die in it for the rest of our life.
I don't think over the years the Jamaican government has gotten what they should out of bauxite. We have the land, but we don't dictate to whoever comes in as to what we want. We make people come into this country and dictate to us. The first thing I would do if I were the Minister of Mining, they have to make a factory here in this country. From the years they've been taking bauxite out of here, they should make a factory here that make aluminum. We'll be making cars in Jamaica. We can lobby for things like that. They need what we have, they need it. They're the one coming here for it, So I know that we are not benefiting enough from this.
The dust is murdering us. All when they stop mining, anytime heavy truck pass around the Hollywood Road, the dust still coming over here.
When you say the dust is unbearable. I mean, how?
It's bad,
give
man.
Me a better
It's bad, and they have a scraper. When that thing scraping off the land, a lot of smoke. All when you lock up in your house, you're suffocating. I'm a sinusitis. I did not have sinus. Get infected sinus until they started to mine. My brother have it now. It was sometimes you can hardly move around. That whole side of my house is rotten off right now. See, a new system I have to change. And still want at least 30 sheets of zinc.
You mean the particles from the
dust come and lodge on it. And it is not like just dust. I don't know why it caused it to rotten. I don't know. Right? If you have grills outside, it just starts, no matter what you paint it with, it just rotten away. I don't know why. In no time, it rot.
Why isn't Jamaica already rich? Everything you focus on grows. Everything you give attention to manifests. Jamaica is one of the world's largest producers of bauxite that makes aluminum used in cars, planes, buildings, furniture, construction, electronics, appliances, basically everything we can touch. And Jamaica naturally produces it. Why don't we refine and manufacture aluminum ourselves? Bauxite is as important as tourism. Bauxite is Jamaica's industrial future. If we invest in processing and manufacturing, this could generate generational wealth, skills, and real independence for our people. Aluminum is a global demand with numerous industries and products relying on aluminum, so this means export opportunities are massive. Bauxite creates entry-level jobs, skill factory positions, engineering careers, logistic roles. Imagine young Jamaicans working in aluminum manufacturing, automotive parts, aerospace, construction, and even furniture industries, all powered by our natural resources. This is sustainable, high-value employment that doesn't rely on just tourists showing up. Right now, we mostly export raw bauxite, and most of the profit goes to foreign companies, so Jamaica only earns a fraction through royalties and taxes, so we're missing the real value. If we process it here, we keep the money, the jobs, and the expertise in Jamaica. Instead of just mining, we can build factories, train engineers, create design hubs, and even supply aluminum parts for global industries. Bauxite isn't just dirt in the ground, it's opportunity, jobs, and growth waiting to happen. This is generational wealth for Jamaica. Jamaica is too rich in natural resources to be labeled as developing. Let's start industrializing all our natural resources one by one. Create sustainable jobs from them, starting with bauxite. By industrializing our natural resources, we can create sustainable jobs and a stronger economy. Let's reintroduce ourselves, Jamaica. This is Jamaica 3.0. How can we monetize Jamaica? This is a series I came up with just different ways in which we can monetize our country by using our rich natural resources to help our country and everyone in our country to develop generational wealth. So if you have any thoughts, drop it in the comments below. If you have any ideas about it, drop it in the comments below. This is the start. And look out for my next video. I'll talk about agriculture and farming and water, just about everything. So today we choose where our attention will go. And I'm Goddess. I always do Manifestation Monday where you can come in and manifest with me. I'll try to do it as much as I can. I'm not as consistent now because I currently have so much things doing right away, but as soon as I get some time, I will be more consistent with Manifestation Mondays, where everyone is free to join and come and manifest with Goddess, and let's call in our wealthy life, right? Energy is everywhere. Even a nation has energy through its natural resources. Jamaica's water, land, herbs, culture can manifest abundance if managed properly. Look at this billionaire family in India. They took the natural resource of gas and oil that was naturally abundant in their country and turned it into pharmaceuticals and sold it across the globe, and look at them today. We have that same advantage with bauxite. If we just start to take the bauxite and turn it into alumina and aluminum, we can be the seller of all of these different parts and things needed to create all of what I mentioned. Jamaica already has a similar advantage with bauxite. Right now, most of our bauxite is exported in raw and semi-processed form. That means other countries get the real profit because they turn it into aluminum used in cars, planes, buildings, phones, packaging. Imagine if Jamaica built our own aluminum processing plants. We wouldn't just sell raw bauxite, we'd sell finished aluminum products. That would mean more jobs for Jamaicans, factories and infrastructure growth, export of aluminum worldwide, not just raw materials, the ability to create wealth at a national level.
This is just a simple box of aluminum foil. But did you know that aluminum foil is made out of bauxite? And did you know that Jamaica is one of the top producers of bauxite? Now, bauxite mining has been going on for decades now in Jamaica, so much so that it's been causing environmental damage to the country that is felt all over the country today. Now, I want you to pay attention to the white stuff that you see on top of the river here. All of that white stuff is the caustic acid. Now, anybody will know what caustic acid is. It means it burns through skin and bone. That is what's in. Now, as you can see in this video by the chief and the maroons of their compound, and of the Cockpit country. Cockpit country is where over 40% of the water system in Jamaica originates. Every river, every spring, every stream comes from this area. So if this area is poisoned and is mined from bauxite mining, it will literally destroy all of the waterways, and no water will be safe to drink in Jamaica. Currently, you are watching the waters being poisoned right in front of you. All of that stuff, that yellow chemical color you see, is from the caustic acid soda that is being released from the mining that is going on in bauxite.
The water from the river are coming out treatment plant at Spanish and it all I drink out of pipe, paid in and nobody not talk. We're not talk for the right, black people are not idiot. The water from the river are coming out treatment plant at Spanish.
Now let me translate for the Rasta. This is a map of St. Catherine Parish in Jamaica. Here is where Linstead is, as you can see, and where Bogwalk is, where all the poison and the caustic acid. This is the Rio Cobre. Here, this is Spanish Town, and this is Portmore, two of the major cities in Jamaica. This river runs from here all the way there, from the Cockpit country, going all the way into all of these cities. This is what he's referring to. You are drinking the acidic water, the poisoned water is going to all the major cities. This is what he's referring to. Let's zoom in a little bit closer. As you can see, the Rio Cobre, where all of the poisoned fish and the caustic acid that you saw, look where it runs through. It is one of the major rivers that runs through Spanish Town. So if this is going through Spanish Town and it's going to all the major cities, we need to, as Jamaicans and anybody that loves Jamaica, please share this and get them to stop doing the mining in the Bauxite country, or else all of the springs and the waters in the rivers will be poisoned and no one will have safe drinking water. Please share this, everyone, and support the Maroons in their lawsuit against the Jamaican government.
St. Catherine Northwest is the home of the Windalco Bauxite plant. And while I heard of the multiplicity of things the bauxite industry may have contributed in its very long history, and none of us in Northwest St. Catherine could claim that there's no benefit to bauxite. It is a chief employer of most persons in Northwest St. Catherine, and as far as the multiplier effect is extensive. However, this bill before us that states $4 million for each MP, I believe, Madam Speaker, is evidence to each constituency, to each bauxite affected constituency. Yes, the amount is... Yes, we know what it is. Yes, we know what it is. Yeah? Yes. But it's allocation of 100 million, and I want to be very open so that my constituents don't believe that we have 100 million. That is 100 million to all, divided among all of them. And to that extent, simple mathematics would suggest that if there's any equity, it's no more than $4 to $5 million per person. To that extent, Madam Speaker, I think it proves that there is no real plan for life after bauxite. It has been indicated that bauxite should have between 10 and 15 years left of effective and efficient production. And we have the history and evidence of life after banana. We have the history and evidence of life after sugarcane. And we see how the suffering had come to those communities that were once dependent for employment and activity. We see in this plan no industry development proposal. We have not seen a life after bauxite plan being put forward for any community. I have not seen it for Northwest St. Catherine, and I am not sure if the other MPs have seen one, but there is no such plan for us to say we are going into this replacement industry. We are going into this replacement activity. And to that extent, it seems as if we are running full speed into the abyss with no plan for the people that are currently directly dependent on the bauxite industry. Indeed, indeed, Madam Speaker, we have seen without any conversation the end of what the public call dust money, the contribution to the community due to the nuisance of the dust from bauxite. I see the minister is a little engaged at this point, but this dust money that used to come to the communities have ended with no conversation to the communities where they would get a quarterly contribution for the dust nuisance that would come from it. In Northwest St. Catherine, we know that the bauxite industry have robbed us of the river. Multiple slates of pollution coming into the river that has caused for not only the economic viability of fishing, but the recreational activity of swimming. I have not. Madam Speaker, I'm asking for your protection.
Members, the member is asking you to allow him to speak. While on his feet, he should be heard.
Madam
Go
Speaker.
ahead, member from St. Catherine West.
Thank you. Madam Speaker, we have been robbed of our rivers. The constant pollution has caused for the habit of recreation in our rivers to end because persons have identified the probability of pollution in the river. We have the caustic pollution. We have seen on multiple occasions the fish kills within the same spaces that we have not been able to benefit from. Madam Speaker, we have also seen where a lot of agriculture are not conducive to the space because especially vegetables suffer under the dust created by the bauxite plant. I speak as well for a school called Charlemont High School that is in direct proximity to what is called the Mud Lake. And at Charlemont, listen, I win by nearly 3,000, so you can talk to me when I get closer. Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, Charlemont High School have reported a multiplicity of reports of breathing problems among their children, and to that extent we have not seen that level of investment coming from bauxite. Let's give an example, Madam Speaker, of a place with the production of bauxite. We have no clinic in Louidersville of any worth. The clinic in Louidersville falling apart. We have no clinic in Treadways, not falling apart, non-existent in Treadways. The clinic in Linstead, has been asking for a dressing table to dress wounds that come to that clinic. This is a bauxite community. So with all of the conversations of how great this bauxite is, the limited interface that we have seen suggests to me that the bauxite industry is not playing a satisfactory role in this space. I join my colleague from St. Anne about a hidden problem with the bauxite industry. While it is that many a farmer is robbed of the areas that were mined, the ownership of the bauxite industry of other lands not mined and not being able to be utilized has robbed our communities of economic and housing opportunities because they hold them dear to simply ownership. These are not mined out. You know the bauxite, leave me alone. Madam Speaker, of course we want to focus on the rehabilitation. of the mined out lands. Of course, we want to find usage of mined out lands. But I say to you, Madam Speaker, that there is no way we could claim that 14, 15, 20 greenhouses could be a legitimate plan of replacement for 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 dependent individuals on that thing. A more extensive development. And while now, Minister, not criticizing that start. What I'm saying is that I can identify thousands of acres not being mined but under ownership of the bauxite that they have not allowed for usage. And it is creating in some of our constituencies a facilitator of criminal activity through squatting on these lands. Right? And also through non-utilization. Additionally, no, I lost there by 200 votes. Additionally, Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, I join the member from South Manchester about the lack of coordination and facilitation of the bauxite industry towards the people's representatives as member of parliaments in the area. It is not unusual that the bauxite industry would give scholarships and without knowledge of whom they gave the scholarships to, that the member of parliament office double dip with those individuals, and regardless of requests, that has never been granted, neither to us nor our request sent to them for that to be done. They give no consideration to the people's representatives. Madam Speaker, the rust of the roofs caused by the dust from the bauxite cannot be replaced by the limited contributions that are being given. If we should give 10 sheets of zinc, 6 pieces a lot and 2 pounds a nail, that's $52,000. This amount might give 80 individuals a contribution. Any bauxite community, in particular those in the production communities, the caustic is causing extensive damage to roof, extensive damage to crop, and extensive damage to furniture. I don't know of the livestock. Madam Speaker, I hope the minister can also imply and indicate to us how much money is currently owed to the treasury by these bauxite companies. It is our information that quite a bit is still owed to the government by these bauxite companies. And we'll also like to know for how long this has been owed, because this is a key indicator as to why we are not benefiting sufficiently from the bauxite plant. I welcome the statement from the minister that no bauxite entity or constituency community should be without water. I know piped water. I know that Windalco have its own well, for example. And we hope that as a part of its contribution to the community, that Windalco will consider in a more permanent way to provide for that into our constituencies. So we are happy that this is before us, but we are concerned that what is being granted through an institution is not sufficient to plan for life after bauxite, nor to mitigate the negatives, the cost of the negatives that the bauxite industry has created. With that, Madam Speaker, I thank you.
So welcome back, guys. I hope you have watched that full clip. Now we all know bauxite mining can be very helpful to the people of Jamaica. It can really help a lot of people in Jamaica. It can create jobs and people can really work in these places and make a living out of it. But it's sad the government has turned a blind eye on Jamaicans about this bauxite mining, because the residents are complaining that when this bauxite is being mined, it goes to outside countries, and when countries are, you all know what I mean. So these people, they remain with nothing. Okay, we all know this bauxite mining, how it is important also to the government of Jamaica, because the government is able to earn money from this bauxite mining, the taxes and all that. But now, you are blessed with this bauxite. How can you use this bauxite to make sure that it helps your people? That is now the question, because this bauxite mining has destroyed land in Jamaica to an extent that farmers cannot farm anymore. They cannot grow crops anymore. We all know how farming is important to the people of Jamaica. Farming also earns people a living. Now, when you do this bauxite mining, it destroys lands and you cannot do farming on those lands anymore. So many people, they cannot do farming, and we all know many people have been depending on farming for so many years, and some of them are earning a living because after they have planted these crops, they are able to sell them to the market and make money. But now with this bauxite going on, this process going on, it means these people cannot do farming anymore. The land is fully destroyed. I remember Crawford talked about how the smoke is going to the river, destroying waters. People cannot even do fishing. It has completely made many people jobless. And the beneficiaries are the government. Now, that is now where we go wrong, because if the government knows how this bauxite mining is important to Jamaica, it should come up with ways. I liked how that young lady thinks and how she has expressed the ideas that this bauxite can help the people of Jamaica, because it can really help the people of Jamaica. And this is where we fail as Africans, as Caribbean people, as black people. Why? We have the natural resources that these people don't have and they will never have. And that's why I said before that these people can never do without us. They know there are things, if they need them, if they need to use them, they have to come to us. So we have these natural resources. Why not find ways of which we can utilize these natural resources so that they can help us? Now imagine the people of Jamaica losing their lands. They cannot do farming, they cannot do fishing, they have been working there, earning a living, make sure they are putting food on the table. Now this bauxite mining has come and they are nothing, they cannot do that anymore. And the government is the only one that is benefiting. Now I heard that people are being displaced and the government is doing nothing to make sure that they're going to safe places. Look at that. That is very bad. So if the government can come up with ways of which this bauxite mining can be done in Jamaica, they can create companies like this guy. What this guy is doing in Burkina Faso? I like talking about this guy. Ibn Traore has created so many factories and is making sure that everything is processed in Burkina Faso. They don't have that idea of taking everything to these people to make sure that these people are doing everything and they're remaining with nothing. No. So the government should at least, create factories, bring in machineries, train young people. Young people in Jamaica, they don't have jobs. You have been saying how many people in Jamaica have been moving to these foreign countries to go and find jobs, because the government is doing nothing about creating jobs for them. Now, this is areas whereby in these areas is an opportunity for the government to create jobs for the young people of Jamaica. Now, imagine if they can build factories. In fact, building a factory is a way of creating a job. Now, you can go and train these people. Take them to the US, take them to those places that these people are, processing this bauxite. Take them there, let them learn. They can learn everything on how it is done, so that this bauxite can be, mined in Jamaica, processed in Jamaica. They can even taught how they can use it to create furniture, aeroplanes, cars. You can teach them everything. Imagine how it will be helpful to the people of Jamaica, to the neighbors, to those people that, those people that are living around these bauxite areas. It will really impact them. It will help them so much because their sons and daughters and fathers and mothers will get opportunity to go and work, because this bauxite has denied them jobs because it is being done on their lands and their lands are being destroyed. The noise pollution, the smoke, the sewerage and all that, destroying people's things. Now they cannot do anything. So at least one way you can at least help them is by making sure that this bauxite is the one that helps them. Let these people come and buy furnitures from Jamaica made of this bauxite. Let them come and buy vehicles, I don't know, airplanes from Jamaica made of this bauxite. Instead of taking all the bauxite to them, and then they create these things, and then they are selling them at a price that even the Jamaicans themselves cannot even afford. Only the government maybe can afford, because these people, they know how to, they use our money badly. They're the only ones who are the beneficiaries of this. But the people who are living close to those areas, they are crying and crying and crying. I like the thinking of that lady, for sure. If the government can do that, build a company and make sure that bauxite is being processed in Jamaica by Jamaicans and everything is done in Jamaica, oh my God, that can really impact, Jamaican people positively. Jamaican people will really go far. In fact, many people will get jobs, many people will be employed, many people will get education, and Jamaica will really go far as a nation. I just wish that can happen. I don't know what you guys have to say about, this bauxite mining thing. Do you think is there a way Jamaica can do to make sure that everything, is done at home? Can the government really do that? Do you urge the government to do that? In the comment section, tell me what you think about that. So thank you for watching this clip, guys. Remember, if you are seeing this video for the first time, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share. So until my next video, one love.